Yeah. So as we were saying, BCE is congruent to angle CBD because these are alternate angles. BCA is an alternate angle, but angle ACE congruent to angle B congruent to angle BCE. This is given to me. This is given to me because it says that bisector of angle C. So it is given that these two angles are equal. So ACE, and from these three I can say ACE is equal to ADB and BCE is equal to CBD. So I can say ACE. Okay. Therefore I can say, therefore angle CBD is congruent. Therefore angle CDB is congruent to angle CDB or ADB. CDB or ADB, both are the same. Okay. From 1, 2 and 3. From the above 3, we get that these two angles are congruent. Therefore, the two angles are congruent. Therefore, in triangle CBD, therefore in triangle CBD, side CD congruent Yeah, there was some problem, but anyways, we are back. So let's continue. As I said, in triangle CBD, side CD is congruent to side BC. Why? These are sides opposite to congruent angles. Sides opposite to congruent angles. Call this equation number 4. Call this equation number 4. Okay. Equation number 4. I'll just erase this part so that you all can see. I can write properly and you can also see it clearly. Okay. So we're done till here. Copy till there. Then the last step where it says that it is where we'll be using BPT. That part I'll do it over here. I'll just erase the construction part. Now we look at the full triangle. Now in triangle ABD. Now in triangle ABD, segment EC parallel to side, segment EC parallel to side BD, segment parallel to side BD. Because it is parallel to side BD, of course, by construction, okay, reason by constructions, okay, because it is parallel to side BD, we'll apply BPT. Therefore, AE upon EB equals to AC upon CD by basic proportionality theorem by basic proportionality theorem. Call this equation number 5. Now CD is the same as BC. CD is the same as BC. CD is the same as BC. Okay. So over here we will say, therefore AE upon EB equals to AC upon from 4 and 5. From 4 and 5. That proves the theorem. Okay, so AE upon EB equals to AC upon BC or CD. Is completed till here. Then we are going to look at one more property, that is of I am going to tell you one important thing. It's a theorem only, but you don't have to prove it. So we will just understand it. We will be using it later on. Okay, and then we'll also be doing property of 3 parallel lines and of course converse of angle bisector theorem. All these things have to be done. Okay, we'll try and prove today itself theorem of these 3 parallel lines and their transversals. Done, everybody?
Done.
Finish copying? Okay. So we'll proceed with the next one. Now, before, as I was saying, what I was trying to tell you is every point on the bisector of an angle, every point on the bisector of an angle is equidistant from the sides of the angle. Is equidistant from the sides of the angle. If you want, you can write this down. Before that, first write down converse of BPT, which converse of angle bisector theorem, so that it is related, so that you don't have any this thing. Write down converse of angle bisector theorem. Converse of angle bisector theorem. If in triangle ABC,
Please wait.
If in triangle ABC, if in triangle ABC, if in triangle ABC, point B on side BC, if in triangle ABC, point B on side BC, point B on side BC, point D on side BC is such that point D on side BC is such that AB upon AC equals to BD upon CD. Point D on side BC is such that AB upon AC is equal to BD upon CD. Then ray AD bisects angle A. Then ray AD bisects angle A or angle BAC. Bisects angle A or bisects angle BAC. This is converse of angle bisector theorem. Converse of angle bisector theorem. Okay. Now there was another theorem that I was telling you is, what was that? That was every point on the bisector. If this is given that this is a bisector, then every point over here is equidistant from the sides. Now, how will you know it is equidistant? You will draw perpendicular from here. Both of these perpendiculars will always be equal. That is what it says. Every point, you can write this down. Every point on the bisector of an angle. Every point on the bisector of an angle. Every point on the bisector of an angle is equidistant. Every point on the bisector of an angle is equidistant from the sides of the angle. Is equidistant from the sides of the angle. Is equidistant from the sides of the angle. Every point on the bisector of an angle. That means every point on AD is equidistant from AC and AB. It will always be equidistant. Supposing this is P and this is Q and this is R, PR will always be equal to PQ. Similarly, if there is perpendicular from here and here, these two perpendicular will also be equal. Same over here. That is what it says. Every point on the bisector is equidistant. Every point on the bisector is of an angle. Bisector of an angle is equidistant from the sides of the angle. Okay. This also we will be using subsequently when we are solving sums. Now we're going to understand some important properties about parallel lines and their transversal, and we are also going to try and prove it today. Now, supposing there are three parallel lines, three or more, they have to be parallel to each other. Okay. Supposing these are the three parallel lines, and there is a transversal number 1 and there is transversal number 2. Okay, and let's say this is A, B, C, P, Q, and R. This is line L, M, N. Transversal 2, transversal 1. Now what we are saying is, whatever is this ratio AB upon BC, whatever is the ratio AB upon BC, okay, the same will be the ratio. It will not be the same. The ratio will be the same. Okay. Supposing if this is 3 centimeters and this is 4 centimeters, this might be 6 and 8. The ratio will come as 3 upon 4. The ratio will be the same. That is what is important. That is what it says. It does not say that this will also be 3 and this will also be 4. It will be in the same ratio, because you never know, the transversal might be like this, but the ratio will always be the same. Okay, that is what it says. So we will prove that when we write it. Okay, we are going to do it. So please write down theorem. Theorem. The ratio of the intercepts, the ratio of the intercepts made on a transversal, the ratio of the intercepts made on a transversal, the ratio of the intercepts made on a transversal by 3 parallel lines, made on a transversal by 3 parallel lines. The ratio of intercepts made on a transversal by 3 parallel lines is equal to the ratio, is equal to the ratio, is equal to the ratio of the corresponding intercepts is equal to the ratio of the corresponding intercepts equal to the ratio of corresponding intercepts made on any other transversal, 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 made on any other transversal by the same parallel lines, by the same parallel lines. I'll repeat again. The ratio of the intercepts made on a transversal by three parallel lines is equal to the ratio of the corresponding intercepts is equal to the ratio of the corresponding intercepts is equal to the ratio of the corresponding intercepts made on any other transversal, made on any other transversal by the same parallel lines, by the same parallel lines. Okay, that is the theorem. What is given to us? Just that the three lines are parallel. Given line L parallel to line M parallel to line N. Okay. What is also given? T1 and T2 are transversals. T1 and T2 are transversals. T1 intersects lines. T1 intersects lines in points A, B, and C, and T2 intersects the lines in points P, Q, and R. What do we have to prove? We have to prove that AB upon BC equals to PQ upon QR. Okay. Construction, we'll say. Draw segment PC which intersects line M at point D. Do it till here, then we'll proceed further. Do till construction. Proof is going to be easy. Proof is not at all difficult. You all will find it very easy. इसका प्रूफ आने के चांसेस कम है, इसके एप्लीकेशन आने के चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा है. प्रूफ इसलिए नहीं आएगा क्योंकि ये बहुत इजी है. So copy till construction, then we'll proceed further. Done till construction? And you have to follow
Yes, sir.
all these steps when you are writing proofs of theorems, you will have to have a neat and labeled diagram. You will have to write what is given. You will have to write what you are trying to prove in that theorem. Okay. If there is any construction, you are going to write the construction and then you are going to write the proof. The reason for doing that, howsoever simple, howsoever self-apparent it is, you'll still write it because you get marks for each of these steps. Many a times you might, if you have written this right, and God forbid if you have done your proof wrong, you'll still get marks for what you have done right. Okay, so please do not ignore this. Follow these steps. Do all of this always. Make it an habit. Diagrams always have to be done in pencil, never ever with a pen. Always with a pencil. Exam mein karunga, exam mein karungi is not going to work. Whenever, howsoever rough, whatever you are doing, if you are doing diagrams, make it a habit, you will do it with a pencil. So in the exams, you don't have to then think. Your subconscious mind automatically tells you to pick up a pencil and draw it. That is if you are used to it from now. Otherwise, in the exam also, because of that pressure, because of this time constraint, because we are hurrying, we might make mistakes. Ki pencil draw kar diya, ye kar diya. Nahi. You have to make it a habit that you use a pencil every time. Do it neatly. Exam mein likhenge nahi. Abhi se aadat dalo. Whatever you do now, okay, in the next 300 odd days, your brain will be conditioned to do that without thinking. So if your brain is conditioned to write neatly from now only, in the exam you will not have to think and tell your hand ki nahi achhe se likho. Automatically it is going to happen. You will not have to tell your mind to pick up a pencil and draw with the help of a scale and all those things. No, automatically your body, your subconscious mind will do that if you have trained it from now. Okay, so please do that. Nobody has to tell you कि diagram has to be diagram है तो pencil. Automatically आ ही जाना चाहिए, वो सोचना ही नहीं चाहिए. Okay, now how we are going to prove this? First, let's understand this. We'll first understand it and then we'll copy the proof. Copying, I'll write, you can copy is the easiest part. Now look at triangle ACP. Look at triangle ACP. ACP. Forget the other part. In triangle ACP, what happens is BD, that is part of line M. BD is parallel to AP, which is line L, because it is given L and M are parallel. So if they are parallel, their parts are also parallel. So AP and BD are parallel. So if they are parallel, by BPT, I can say this upon this is equal to this upon this. Simple. AB upon BC equals to DP upon CD. AB upon BC equals to DP upon now. That is equation number 1. Now look at this triangle PCR. Now look at triangle PCR. In triangle PCR, again DQ is parallel to CR. DQ is parallel to CR because M is parallel to N. So again BPT is applicable. So PQ upon QR equals to DP upon DC. PQ upon QR equals to DP upon DC. Okay, so from 1 and 2 we can say AB upon BC equals to PQ upon QR. That is all that is there in this, nothing complicated. Okay, so now I'll write it, you all can copy from here. In triangle ACP, BD is parallel to AP. Therefore, AB upon BC equals to PD upon DC. Equation 1 by BP. Equation 1 by BPT. Similarly, in triangle CPR or PCR, DQ is parallel to CR. DQ is parallel to CR. Therefore, PD upon DC equals to PQ upon QR 2 by BPT. This is also by BPT. Therefore, AB upon BC is equal to PD upon DC, PD upon DC. And what is PD upon DC equals to? PQ upon QR, PQ upon QR from 1 and 2. Therefore, AB upon BC equals to PQ upon QR. That is what we have to prove. Just to copy it earlier. So till here we have done almost 3-4 theorems. We have done BPT, we have done converse of BPT, we have done angle bisector theorem, and we have done properties of 3 parallel lines and their transversals. Okay. Based on this, we are going to solve some sums. पहले यहाँ तक copy कर लो. Then we'll begin with this. And of course, based on this is going to be a next exercise also. Based on this is going to be the next exercise also. Those of you who have finished, copy this. This is the sum that we are going to do. There are more. Let's see how many we can do today. Balance we'll do day after. Now, I want to know if anybody's school has started or have given any timetable when they are going to start or any this thing. Please message
No,
me.
they are going to start from Saturday, but timings are not sure.
Yeah, so give me all those details when you know, so that we are planning to have more classes of your more duration of your class, so then we can plan it accordingly.
Okay.
Please copy this. In triangle ABC, DE is parallel to BC. In triangle ABC, DE is parallel to BC. If DB equals to 5.4 centimeters, AD equals to 1.8 centimeter, AD equals to 1.8 centimeter, EC equals to 7.2 centimeters, then find AE. Then find AE. So they have given you AD, which is 1.8. They've given you DB, which is 5.4. EC is given as 7.2. This you have to find out. Question mark. This is what is given to us. and please practice, please try and solve exercise 1.2. Okay, there are 11 sums. So if you're going to leave it कि सर के एक एग्जाम्पल बाकी है उसके बाद में करूंगा, तो एक साथ 11 करने पड़ेंगे, which you all will find difficult. So at least do first 5-6 sums. 6
Okay.
sums rather. Do first 6 sums, then we will see. In fact, 7th also can be done, but at least 6th कर ही लो. So then
Okay, sir.
we can proceed for the next lesson. अच्छा, अभी ये करना है. Here you will see they have given DE is parallel to BC. DE parallel BC मतलब हम सीधा सीधा पहले BPT अप्लाई करेंगे. पैरेलल दिया है ना, क्यों दिया है हमको, इससे कुछ तो रीजन है. तो solution, what does it say? DE solution in triangle ABC, DE parallel to EC. This is given. Always you should write the reason wherever possible. Okay, in geometry, whatever you're writing, you should always write a reason given, construction, whatever, by this theorem, by this. जहां तक हो सके, कितना भी वो सेल्फ एविडेंट है, लिखोगे तो तुम्हारा फायदा है. Don't say ignore, don't ignore writing this. So it is given. Therefore, AD upon DB equals to AE upon EC. Again, common sense है सर BPT से, तो लिखो ना by BPT. by नहीं लिखा लेकिन BPT लिखा तब भी चलेगा, but at least write the reason. Okay, even if you write only BPT will do. That reason is important. It shows that you have understood and not just blindly copied from somewhere. Okay, so by BPT. Now AD is given 1.8. DB is also given 5.4. AE ढूंढना है, रहने दो. EC is given 7.2. Shift everything on one side, so you will have 1.8 into 7.2 upon 5.4 equals to AE. 18 ones are 18, 18 threes are 18 threes are how much? 54. So 1.8 ones are 1.8 threes are. Okay. 3 and 7.2. 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 1 carry over, 3 fours are. So equals to 2.4 centimeters. Equals to 2.4 centimeters. That is all that you have to do if this kind of sums come. I'm going to do one more, and this you'll have to do a little faster because we might get disconnected at any point in time. So you'll have to be fast enough. Segment RS bisects angle R. In triangle PQR, RS bisects angle R. If PR is 15, RQ is 20, PS is 12, then find SQ. So again, I'm going to say in triangle PQR, segment RS bisects angle R. Reason given. Okay. So if that is the case, if it bisects angle R, then by angle bisector theorem or property of angle bisector, I'll say PR upon QR is equals to PS upon QS. PS upon QS. PS upon QS or SQ, whatever. By property of angle bisector. The values are given, we just have to substitute. PR is 15, QR is 20, PS is 12, SQ or QS we have to find out. Okay, so 15 upon 20. Of course, you can cancel this and make it, or what you can do is SQ equals to leave 12 where it is, bring 20, it will come in the top, bring 15, it will come into the 5 3s are 15, 5 4s are 12, 5 4s are 20, 3 1s are 3, 3 4s are 12, that is equal to 16. Therefore, SQ equals to 16 centimeters. Therefore, SQ equals to 16 centimeters. Write the units also. Okay. Do 6 sums of exercise 1.2. Then we'll continue next time. That time you will do the balance also. There are just 2 sums.